One of the reading comprehension skills or reading strategies that the TKT talks about is reading for gist or skimming. So what I want you to do is I just want you to read very quickly and tell me what the passage is about. What is it about? Oh, it's about lions. Okay, wonderful. Well, the next reading strategy is reading for detail or intense reading. And this means that you read every single word. And you read the African lion is 4.5 to 6.5 feet. You're reading every single word. And in order to be able to find out how long is the African lion and how much does it weigh? Well, we know that the African lion is 4.5 to 6.5 feet long, and it weighs around 265 to 425 pounds. The next reading strategy is scanning. Now, scanning is different from skimming because skimming you're only looking for the topic. What is the article about? And it's different from detailed reading is because you're not reading every single word. So when you're scanning and you want to find information, you're going to look for the word tail. So you're going to scan the text until you find the word tail, and then you're going to say, oh, there's the information I'm looking for. It's 26.25 to 39.5 inches long. Another reading strategy that we need to teach is inferring. Inferring means that they have to come up with a conclusion by clues in the text. So when you're looking for information, it's not explicit. That means it's not actually written down. So for example, the question is, what is the opinion of the authors about lions? Do you think the author likes lions, or do you think the authors do not like lions? So if we read the text and we say, and we see lions are large felines that are traditionally depicted as the kings of the jungle. These big cats once roamed Africa, Asia, and Europe. However, now they're found in only 2 areas of the world and are classified into 2 subspecies. Well, just the way that he wrote the words kings of the jungle, and that it once roamed all over Africa, Asia, and Europe. And then his next sentence, or her next sentence, is, well, now you can only find them in 2 specific areas. That indicates loss. So that would indicate to me that actually this author really appreciates lions and feels sorry that you can only find it in 2 different areas in the world. I'm inferring this by the way that he wrote the words and the words he chose for me to indicate what is the author's opinion. But in this paragraph, you're not going to say, I like lions or I love lions. But how he put the words together, you can infer that that is what his opinion is. Another reading strategy is deducting meaning from context. So there is an unknown word in a paragraph, and we use the words around it to try to figure out the meaning. So let's look at the word felines. And let's read the sentence. It says, lions are large felines that are traditionally depicted as the kings of the jungle. So I know that lions are like big cats, but I'm going to keep reading to see if it gives me more clues. These big cats once roamed Africa, Asia, and Europe. Oh, look, even inside the text gives a definition of what the felines are, big cats. So I am deducting the meaning of felines by using information in the text. Another reading strategy is predicting. In order to activate prior knowledge to understand the story, it's good to skim the pictures of the book, if there's pictures, in order to give you some type of context of what the story is about. Another way to predict is that you read the first paragraph of a text in order to figure out what the text is going to be about, especially in a story. Here's an example of a picture of a poem. What do you think the poem's about? Shel Silverstein is one of my favorite authors for young children in poetry. As you can see, the image actually represents what the poetry is about a boy writing poems inside of a lion. It's very important to teach children or adults the sequence of events. Sequence of events is identify what comes first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth in a story. So after reading a story, they have to indicate what are the main events in the story in a chronological order. Another aspect of reading is fluency. Fluency mainly is defined by reading out loud. So we're looking for a high level of accuracy, we're looking for rate, we're looking for phrasing and expression, and we're looking to see if they can read the words automatically. It's important to teach about fluency so children don't read in a monotone expression. For example, the cat went to the store and slept on the floor. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear the expression more naturally, like if we're talking. The cat went to the store and slept on the floor. So that's the type of element of fluency that we're going to be teaching. So how do you teach fluency? Well, one of the things is by mimic reading. This is where you read a text, and as you read the text, the students read the text with you just a few seconds slower than you are. And the teacher reads it with expression, and the students have to mimic the expression that they're using as they're reading the text. A typical lesson is set up in this way in order to teach comprehension strategies. First, you do a lead-in activity. You give background information on the story or the text you're going to be reading. You also explain vocabulary in context so they understand the vocabulary words as they start hearing the story. You encourage them to predict what the story is going to be about or the text structure is going to be about. And you also brainstorm prior knowledge that the students have about the topic. Then you read the book. And after the book, you do the post task where you talk about the topic, you reinforce the reading strategy that you're trying to incorporate, and then you have the students practice it on their own.